For my early morning sunrise picture, I decided to take this one, mostly because it was last minute and I was rushed to get a picture. For a Wascana Park picture, I took this one and turned the saturation down because I personally think with outdoors pictures in the winter, turning your saturation down helps. For a picture at night, I took this one because I really wanted to exaggerate just how bright the lights in Wascana Park are, and I think it really turned out nice. For the front doors of Balfour Collegiate, I took this one because I didn't think just the front doors did the school justice, so I wanted to get the whole thing in there. For a picture during the golden hour, I was really fortunate to get this one because I was driving to get a Wascana Park picture, and I noticed just how nice the sun was at that moment, so I quickly jumped out of my car and took this picture. For a picture full of shadows, I actually had to set this one up with the candle that you can see. I almost burned myself once or twice, but it turned out to be a pretty nice picture. For a picture of your favorite teacher, I chose a picture of Mr. Mallet because he is just so much better than any other teacher, and no other teacher is good at this school. They are all terrible. For a best friend picture, I more wanted to capture the sense of a best friend and not so much an actual best friend. And this shows just how tight the bond between best friends can be. For a picture of a parent, sibling, or grandparent, I took this picture of my mom because that's basically how you'll find her in her natural habitat, reading. For my color splash picture, I chose this one because I think it really helps when you take a picture and color splash it to have the one color super bolded, okay? You don't want anything too bland, and I think the red really popped out. For a natural light portrait at Balfour around one of the old windows, I took this one because I don't think it could get any better than one of the windows going into the TP square. For a picture that is black and white taken on a cell phone, I took this one because it kind of gives a cool illusion how all of it's black in one area except for one thing, and on the contrary, all of it's white in one area except for one thing. A self-portrait in a location at Balfour that is significantly meaningful to you, I chose the library because I've gotten a lot of homework done there, and honestly, I don't think without that place, I'd be passing a lot of classes. For a picture with a prop, I chose Assad reading a book because nothing's better than knowledge. For a selfie, I took this picture because it's a selfie with Ryan. For a picture where action is frozen, I got Kobe to swing the drumsticks back and forth, and I had to turn my shutter speed so fast that it actually sort of became underexposed. For a picture where action is blurred, I turned my shutter speed up a bit and it became brighter. However, it's now much more blurry, as you can see. For a landscape picture using deep depth of field, I chose the street outside of Balfour because all of the trees really, I think, give a good sense of how you can measure the depth of field and where it starts becoming blurry. For a portrait picture around Balfour with an interesting background, I have to say that this was quite an interesting background and definitely deserved its place in my slideshow. Okay, for a picture in one of the Balfour photography studios, I decided to switch it up and took a picture of people doing homework because that's one of the uses for it too. picture of what some people do in the studio is homework, because it's not always used for things like what? I went in there and took a picture of people doing homework. Okay, let's redo that. What? 6 fuck you. For a picture in one of the Balfour photography studios. It literally says a picture in one of the Balfour photography studios. This is not a photography studio, Ryan. Neither is that. Okay. For a picture in one of the Balfour photography studios, I decided to switch it up and took a picture of people doing homework, because that's one of the uses for it too. What? For my... Fuck you. For my... What's it called? My other? For my first other picture, I forget what I took. Ryan, can I go check what I took?